One, two, three, four. Get up, get on up, get up, get on
It's 7:20 p.m.
Get on up like a sex machine. Get on up, get on up, get up, get on up, get up, get on up, get on up, get up. One, two, three, four.
Hello, West Alameda. It's after 7 o'clock. I want to give a shout out. Thank you to all the frontline, the essential workers, to the doctors, the nurses, the longshoremen, the bus drivers, the truck drivers, the farm workers, postal employees, those who work in the stores, those who work in the restaurants, the parents, the teachers. So please, if you can hear my voice, would you clap your hands, shout, bang your pots and pans, honk your horns, make some noise! Hey, what's up, Facebook? How y'all doing? Y'all have to excuse me. Do all that grunting and here and all. So, see if I put this right here. That'll work for us. So, hope everybody had a good day today. Today is day 310. 310. Always, please keep in your prayers and your thoughts all those who have died from coronavirus all over the world. Those here in the United States, right here in California and in the Bay Area. Hey, Paulette. How are you doing? I got on here kind of late. But, yeah, and also, would you say prayers and keeping your thoughts all those who have tested positive for COVID-19, those who are in quarantine. Hey, Jan, how are you? Those who are in quarantine and self-quarantine, those are in the hospital, and people who are in the hospital for other things besides COVID-19, just regular medical issues, surgery, and also keeping your prayers and your thoughts people who are going through, going through a lot of emotional, mental problems and issues in their lives and stuff. So let's keep them in your prayers and your thoughts, and know that I'm praying for you and yours. And I just say my little generic prayer every day. So that's what it's all about. So tonight, I told y'all I was gonna be doing the thing on 2 people who were murdered by the police. And the first one is Andy Lopez. It was right here in the state of California. And this happened in 2013. Andy was 13 years old. He was out here in Santa Rosa, California. He was 13 years old, and he was carrying a toy rifle at a park. The sheriff's department, they didn't even get a phone call. Hey, Trey, what's up, nephew? How you doing? They didn't even get a phone call or anything. They just happened to be on patrol, and they saw this Latino teenager walking through the park with a toy rifle. What they assumed was not a toy rifle. They said it was a real rifle. So they called it in at 3:13:58 seconds. Now, just to remind you all that whatever I say on here is because I looked it up on Google, and it's something that you can go look up on Google yourself. So, don't just take my word for what I'm saying. Just, do Google. And they called it in at 3:13:58 seconds. And then Sheriff's Deputy Eric Gelhaus pulled up, and he ordered Lopez to drop his weapon. Lopez had his back turned to the police when they pulled up. And I imagine they put the little siren on. I believe that's what they said. They put you know how you do. Y'all know, whoop, whoop. They did all that. And Eric ordered him to drop the weapon. Lopez turned like this. And immediately Eric fired 8 shots at Lopez. 7 of those 8 shots hit Lopez. 2 of them were fatal. Okay? When they did the autopsy, 4 of those bullets that hit Lopez was in the back. The total time from the contact to the time that they called it shots fired was a total of 17 seconds. Now, Eric Gelhaus was a deputy for 24 years. He was a Iraq war veteran. He was also a firearms instructor for the Gunsight Academy. He did that for 10 years. So, he fired 8 shots, and 7 of the 8 shots hit him. I don't know. I'm not going to say he was mad that he didn't get, that the 8th shot didn't hit him, but I don't know about all that. Hey, Victor, what's up? How you doing, nephew? But the point is, I'm going to let everybody draw your own conclusions. Young Latino carrying toy rifle. They said it was a replica toy rifle. I don't know if it was a pellet gun, air gun, or whatever, but it wasn't real. And they shot him. And the family, again, this is one of those things, no charges. So July 7th, 2014, the DA's office announced there would be no charges against Eric. And he returned back to patrol in August 2014. And then on July the 1st, 2015, the United States Department of Justice said there would be no criminal charges filed against Eric. The family of Andy Lopez, they did file a lawsuit, and they were paid $3 million. Again, this is one of those things where there's no charges against the police officer, but for some reason, the city feels like they should pay. They should pay. And that's what happened. So that was Andy Lopez. Probably a lot of you outside of California probably have even heard of Andy Lopez. And, a lot of times the Latinos don't always get a lot of coverage. But here in California, you did get a lot of coverage. Now we're going to move on to TAMIR RICE. Now, most of you have probably heard of TAMIR RICE. TAMIR RICE was killed on November 22nd, 2014, almost 1 year later after Andy Lopez. Hey, how you doing? All right. Good to see you on here. And he was killed by the Cleveland Police Department on November 22nd, 2014, and he was killed at 3:30 p.m. A year later, and almost basically around the same time. So on this one, somebody called Cleveland Police Department and reported that there was a a person with a gun. And the caller said it was a juvenile. Told the dispatcher it was a juvenile, and that this was taking place at the Cudell Recreation Center in Cleveland. And the caller said twice that the gun was probably fake. You know, when you read the Google account that was saying that he had the gun, it was like pointing it up in the air and pointing it around and stuff like that. And, you know, so the guy called in. The responding units kept asking the dispatcher if he was black or white. And I guess that was kind of hard to, I don't know if they gave you any information. He said what TAMIR RICE was wearing and all this stuff. The video, which I'm sure some of you have seen on Facebook, the video shows that as the police pulled up, they didn't even stop the car and get out of the car before he was shot, before they shot TAMIR RICE. TAMIR RICE was shot from less than 10 feet away. He was shot twice. Okay? And Tamir's 14-year-old sister happened to be there. And when, hey Margie, how you doing? So when Tamir's sister, I mean, this is what you would do if it was your sister, right? Tamir's sister tried to run over to her brother. Her brother's laying on the ground, shot, bleeding. And the police immediately threw her down on the ground, handcuffed her, and threw her in the police car. And they never gave her brother any kind of aid or anything. He lay there on the ground bleeding for 4 minutes. And it wasn't until an FBI agent who happened to be in the area, who was investigating a bank robbery, he showed up, and because he's FBI, you know, he went over there and started trying to administer first aid to TAMIR RICE. But it was already too late. But, you know, that's what he did. In March 2017, the dispatcher was suspended for 8 days because they tried to say that she failed to inform the police that Rice was probably a minor. I don't know. To me, that sounds like a cover-up. You guys have to figure out for yourself. And again, I would suggest that people read up on TAMIR RICE and read up on Andy Lopez on Google. Now, on December 29th, last December 29th, 2020, last year, it was just around the corner, the Department of Justice refused or decided there would be no criminal charges brought against Cleveland police officer Timothy Lohman. I'm not surprised. I know you guys ain't surprised either, because that's just how they do. And again, money was paid to the family of TAMIR RICE. $6 million. $6 million was paid to his family. But cops didn't do nothing wrong. Andy Lopez's family was paid, what, $3 million? But the cops didn't do nothing wrong. Sean Bell's family was paid millions, but the cops didn't do nothing wrong. Sandra Bland's family, okay? Rakia Boyd's family, they were paid millions of dollars, but the cops never did anything wrong. Somewhere there's something wrong. If ain't nobody did nothing wrong, why is the city having to pay money to the families of the victims of police murder? And so let me just make sure I want to clarify. So so y'all know, I am not anti-police. Yes, I was in the Black Panthers. Yes, I'm a Black Lives Matter protest. Yes, I go to protests and everything else. But I'm not anti-police because I know that there are some good police out there. Now, I know a lot of I know a lot of activists would be like, "Oh man, how you gonna say there's good?" Yeah, there's good police, and I know some of them who are good police, and I would, and I'll say it anytime they're good police out there. So my problem and my issue is not against the cops who are doing their job, which is to protect and to serve. It's not against them. Because who the hell you going to call if you don't call the police when something goes wrong? So I don't have a problem with the police who are there actually doing their job. I have a problem with the police like Timothy Loman, like Eric Galhouse, like all these other cops whose names I always try to put their names on there because I want you to know who they are. They get to live. So my thing is I want them to be held accountable. I want accountability. If they did something wrong, I want them to go to jail for it. The court system said they didn't do nothing wrong. So the court system, the whole thing has to be changed, and that's what we have to do. Let's work for change. Okay? That's what we gotta do. Work for it. Let's get that changed, y'all. So last night I stayed on here a long time. I'm not gonna do all that tonight. I need a haircut. Look at that. Oh, I don't care. Hell, take that hat off. I don't care. Y'all don't like my hair, that's alright. I ain't had a haircut since October 2020. That's the last time I had a haircut. You see, all this hair is because somebody said, "Oh, you should keep your hair long." That's all right. I'll just keep my hair long. I just need to try to find out what to do with it, but I ain't mad. But listen, y'all, let me give this is to, and I say their names. Always I will say Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery. And then I say all these other names, and I want to talk to you about who they are. Because it's important that we just don't say their name and not even know who they are. So that's what I want to do. That's what I'm doing. Every night I'm getting on here and I'm talking about the names of people. And as you do research, you find more names. I was reading about all these people, and I read about other people. It was like, y'all remember it was back in 1995. I think his name was Frank Chen, Chinese dude. He got jumped on by some white guys that was mad at him because of the Japanese car industry Detroit was losing jobs because of the Japanese, and they just assumed because Chen got slanted eyes like me, I got slanted eyes, so therefore, I'm Japanese according to them. They can't tell, the racists can't tell, that he ain't Japanese. And he said, "Man, I'm not Japanese, I'm Chinese, and I'm Chinese American, blah de blah de blah." And so they beat him down with a baseball bat and killed him. The cold part about it, man, all they got was probation, 3 years probation. See, this is what I'm talking about. And they say there's no such thing as white privilege. This guy's got probation, man, for killing a Chinese American with a baseball bat. And they said, well, it was his fault because he He hit the white man at a bar. The white man say he was in what did Vincent say? Vincent say, hey man, I'm not Japanese, I'm Chinese. The white boy say, well you all look alike. You know, Vincent was like, man, ain't nobody, you know, one thing led to another, one word led to another. Vincent knocked both them white boys out, knocked them down. The white boys came back with a baseball bat and caught up to him and beat him down. But that should be for another story. But hey, y'all, Mabuhay! Ashe, Harambe, Amandla, Hokahe, Mahalo, Namaste, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum assalam, que viva, Wakanda forever. Hey y'all, one love, peace, wear your mask. I've been doing this is day 310. I've been doing this since April 1st. And ever since those days, I can count 15 days that I did not go outside, where I actually stayed inside. Believe it or not, today was a beautiful day. The sun was shining. This was the day to go outside, wear my mask, and go do whatever. And I stayed home. I stayed home. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. I stayed home. I stayed home. I don't know why I did that. Kind of regret it, but that's what I did. But anyway, y'all, I'm up out of here. Hope everybody, pray. Pray for me. I'm praying for you, and stay safe, stay strong. We good. I need a haircut. Look at that. I need a haircut, y'all. What can I do? I can't do nothing.